I'm going to swipe up the way and reduce this part of her wall horn. That way I won't be pulling it away from the interior part of the foot as I swipe, and hopefully it won't hurt her quite so much. Right, now to get the knife in behind this. Right, get this washed off.
I really don't enjoy these hoof trims. They're messy. The lesion itself is completely covered in digital dermatitis, and I can already see that the white line lesion we can so clearly see on the left hand side extends deep up into the far reaches of the white line area behind the wall horn. These trims take a long time to execute, and they can be particularly tricky to deal with.
Right, get the rest of this detached hoof horn removed if we can, as careful as possible.
As I'm trimming out this lesion, my eye catches these two cows battling each other on the straw-bedded pen. I always think it's a really good sign of how happy and healthy cows are when they behave in this way. We have removed a lot of hoof horn, and there is still more to go. This is the definition of a...
So with that blue and block setting there, it's time to debride as much of this loose horn as we can. Now, with these necrotic toes, it's not too long before we're into live tissue, so we really have to just take it easy and thin out the sole, wash it out before we can bandage it. But as I said there, we can't really go overly deep with these because we'll be into live tissue, so it's just a matter of making this old girl more comfortable. Putting on a bandage with Tom's digi-cement, I think he calls it. Wrapping that up to keep the muck and slurry out of it for a few days to allow that product to work, and for this girl to get as much comfort as she can.
That would put them at a higher risk of predators. Earlier, when it's in your DNA to not show weakness, coupled with the weight of the animal, things like this can happen very quickly. And there's our bad spot right there. And as I see a large amount of discolored pus, bloody pus rolling out of this cavity, that tells me something. That means that there is quite a bit of separation between the hard hoof shell and the interlying corium. And the fact that there's some blood in it, and we haven't even reached the corium yet, corium is probably ulcerated on the inside. And with this foot being so close to a proper weight-bearing hoof, the ulceration is probably due to a little piece of stone working its way up in between the hard outer shell and the interlying soft corium. Now again, we have not cut into any live tissue. We are working on the outer hard hoof horn, the shell, the capsule that protects the inner sensitive corium, which produces the hoof horn. And as the corium produces these keratin cells, they go through a process of cornification, and as they do that, they make up the hard outer shell, the hoof horn that you see us carving here. This part of the hoof has no nerves or vascular system. All of the bloody fluid you see here comes from the corium, which lies underneath this hard hoof horn. And I have to get every piece of the separated hoof that is not attached to the corium any longer removed so that this cow's corium can rejuvenate and heal itself up over some time.
When I began working on this hoof, it was obvious I was dealing with rocks. Well, there's two. At this point, now I'll bet you're thinking to yourself, those rocks have got to be doing a number on those hoof knives. And they do, but there's really no way around that. And that's why I carry multiple knives with me each day, dealing with rocks and sand and things like that. They're going to get dull. Just switch those knives up and move on. Now, even though this hoof was absolutely packed full of rocks, they really weren't the problem here. Likely what had happened is there was a white line issue back sometime, and these rocks were able to find that defect and work their way all the way in there. Really, for the most part, this hoof is sound. There is a new layer of hoof horn there. There was just one small area of openness, so we did put a block on that other claw, and then we cleaned this area out really well and treated that one small little area with some salicylic acid and gave her a wrap, and that was going to be it. Just a little few touch-up trims here is all we have left to do, and this girl is going to feel a whole lot more comfortable. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you all on the next one.